My aunt was supposed to come into town this afternoon, and she was staying until Monday, so you're an appropriate replacement. I'll accept that, you know. You instead of my aunt.
Who has a hairier mustache? Your aunt.
You? Bless you, Aunt Diane. You don't have a mustache.
Also, yeah. Is she single, dude? I need a green card. What are we talking about?
Do you want a cold one? No.
Do you want me to become your uncle?
Married.
What if I become an uncle's uncle? Dude, I'm done. I'm going to become your uncle. Don't tempt me for the bit.
That sounds very incestuous. I don't enjoy that.
Hey, Kyle, I'm sorry to break it to you. We're not related. Not incestuous at all, but call me uncle, please. And send me your aunt's number.
What if you secretly were related, dude? Just blow your mind, Matrix style, dude.
Maybe. I mean, I'm from Argentina. There's a little. We're more Italian than anything.
Maybe he has some long lost family, dude.
We're more Italian than anything. I like doing the 1 year in, 1 year out. I feel like I'm not missing anything now.
Yeah, you're like dual locked in.
Dual locked. Yeah. I don't even have a playback. I feel like I look like a fool, but I'm not even gonna think about it.
You're leaving the door open too,
dude. Keep the air circulating, man.
For the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, I think we're good.
This
yeah, dude, you're in fucking long sleeves, hot coffee. My man clearly don't live in Vegas.
You know what it is? At the end of the day, it's just important. You just got to get after it.
Get after it, man.
You just got to get after it.
That's how you know Los Angeles is truly hell. Because look at him wearing a Los Angeles Kings.
Oh, because we're comfortable.
Los Angeles Kings sweatshirt when it's heating up in Vegas in my own home. In my own home.
Okay, look.
Come and disrespect me.
This is where I'm at in 2025. Ain't no white guy telling me what to do. Also, I will get progressively more Vegas as the pod goes. The second the sweater comes off, it gets real Vegas. Okay. It gets almost too Vegas that you can't even handle how Vegas it gets. And then when I take my shirt off, it gets real Vegas, like Tropic Thunder or whatever. Is that what it's called?
Tropic Thunder, yeah.
You would no. Thunder from Down Under.
Well, Thunder from Down Under. Tropic Thunder is the Ben Stiller movie, dude.
You both are right.
Yeah.
So when I was working for this small fire alarm shop as an apprentice, they have, I think they still have it, but it's moved. They have a Magic Mike show. So it's similar to the Thunder from Down Under. It's dudes swinging dongs in a dimly lit room.
If you got offered like a good contract to do it, would you
not look appealing and bright lights and naked. I would not look good
to
in a
promote
G-string.
the pod.
Yeah, Uncle Kyle from the Naturals podcast.
Yeah, come this Thursday, one time and one time only.
We'll get the
Kyle from the Naturals podcast slanging. Can I say?
Well, it's gonna get bleeped, but yeah.
Oh, you're bleeping. Dick is fine.
You can't.
Is not fine.
No, you cannot say
so
that.
Keep saying it a little bit more.
Delete.
Leave it to
more work.
Derek,
put up the
link for
in the first 5 minutes.
We're talking about it.
By the way, dude, we just got some merch. It's gonna be sick. By the time this comes out, we'll have it. It'll be on the website. We're super excited for you guys to check it out. Got some great shirts on there. A hat.
What are the price points? What's the shirt?
We're not going to get that deep into that. Click the link. Go check it out for yourself. They're great. It supports us. We love you all so much.
$25.
I feel like that is doable for a support. $25 is easy.
Yeah.
That's the least
you can
reasonable.
do. It's very
for
reasonable.
Entertainment. That's
back to fucking Magic Mike. So, anyways, we're building the space. We're going to get you an interrupter counter on the wall. You're almost worse than I am. It's insane.
I'm the guest.
It'll be the battle of...
yeah, I mean, you kind of do that right as a guest. So we're doing the Magic Mike thing. We're finishing up the space because at this point in time, it was a brand new show. Mm-hmm. They're doing the auditions for the dudes who are going to be bumping and grinding, and also the waitresses. They had a bunch of these super hot women. I see it all the time working down around the strip when they have the auditions for pool season for the clubs and stuff.
Can anyone audition, or do they have like a requirement?
I mean anyone.
I think they have
a Simon Cowell who's like, oh, you too fat. British accent.
Well, they hire them in a lot of those situations. They hire them for the season as independent contractors, so they are allowed to put guidelines on their appearance and stuff. But anyways,
imagine that tax guy. You're like, I have my 1099 from stripping. It's like, okay, well, what can you write off as that guy? Well, it's like body oil.
Yeah.
Diddy audition.
They're giving Diddy a run for his fucking money with the baby oil and shit.
It's like, if I do 2 shifts, I can write off all the baby oil for the year. You know, it's like, how many shifts until you can write off a whole bottle of baby oil? I want to be that accountant. You know?
I mean, they bathe in it. So they had them legitimately auditioning. I'm trimming out fire alarm fixtures.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Sorry, I lost track where you were in this story. I thought you were trimming your pubes.
Trimming means installing. I was putting in some fire alarm devices, and they're legitimately auditioning. They had this crazy stage in the center that it wasn't one of the bulls, mechanical bulls.
Yeah.
It was kind of similar to a mechanical bull, but in a stage form.
Kind of like a Hamilton stage where like it was spinning.
Oh, I've never seen Hamilton. I'm not that
Big
cultured,
spoiler.
apparently. So
big spoiler, you haven't seen
ruined
Hamilton.
I haven't seen
thought this whole time
Shawshank
you
Redemption
looked like the
either.
guy.
No. So
Alexander Hamilton. I break it. You know it? You know it.
I know of it.
It's
I haven't
great.
seen it, but yeah, I seen the Book of Mormon on Broadway.
Dude, Book of Mormon, so great. Shout out the South Park guys.
I love them, dude. I talked about them just recently. Matt Stone, Trey Parker, in my opinion, are the greatest comedy writers of all time.
My favorite comedy writers are women. Go ahead, Kyle. You were talking about trimming your pubes for this Magic Mike.
Chop this shit the fuck up, dude. Put it in the order so I can get this story done. Or leave it. So anyways, these guys are having to audition, and there is a room full of construction workers who are doing the finish work, installing the booths and tables, painting, putting in fire alarm devices and stuff. And you could tell, and I went out of my way to make them feel uncomfortable. I was just standing on a ladder staring at the line of them as they're waiting to go on stage and hit some of these.
Do you think you got in any of their heads? Because they're like, I was prepared to see like a casting director, maybe like 2 people, and then all of a sudden there's like a big burly like electrician stopping, like crimping wire while also staring at them. Did you get a boner? Is I think what people want to know. What the audience wants to know. We hear you.
I did not. I firmly love women. There's one in particular who I'm prepared to marry within a year and put a ring on it, and I still will stand by that statement. No. But
that should be a good transition into you thinking I was gay the last time I came on. Just mad assumptions.
I was waiting for an opening to drop that.
I mean, I hear when I code switch, I get real like, to be non-threatening to white guys, I get real like I get the confusion.
You say that shit a lot, and I guess I'm gonna sound uninformed and insensitive and whatever.
He was talking about how he wanted to bring
what
that
is
up
code
too,
switching? Are you like multi-faced where you change the way you behave depending on the set and setting? Because
yeah, Carson Daly is my goat. You know, he's who I go for. Do you know who Carson Daly is from TRL? He was my favorite because if like you had a ride, I'm just kidding though, but he was funny if you go back and watch his stuff because he would like have a rapper on. And then he would talk like rappers, but then he would have like a country star, and he'd be like, "Well, y'all," and so I'm like, Carson Daly, you get it. No, I do code switch in the sense like I know that some words that I naturally use with the people back home will disrupt a conversation if I talk the way I want to talk, especially in corporate America. You have to code switch because if I talk like I talk, I know you say that. We talked about me having email jobs, but when you work for people like Disney, if they hear me talk like I talk to my brothers going to the electrical shop, I get fired. I get called into an HR meeting.
That's why I have Derek. Derek's the censorship department of Sweet Derek Productions.
The thing is, I don't trust white people after not for the next 3.5 years. Because it's me, it's my trauma, not you. I'm sure you're a sweet guy. You're not a monolith. I'm sure Sweet Derek is just a sweetheart. But until
he doesn't have ancient Christian symbols that may or may not be related to Nazis tattooed on his chest.
Hey. Or should I say hail?
Please buy our merch. It actually has Jesus on it.
We do. It says Jumping for Jesus, and it's fucking hilarious. We'll put the picture up.
Yeah, that's cool. But you thought I was gay, and mostly because I used to work for a nonprofit called. This is how it happened. I'll walk you through what happened. I came over here.
This is your side of the story, and then I get to rebut.
First of all, I come to do. You're right. It was my birthday week. Okay. I came on the pod. I was a big fan of what you guys are doing. I love the Vegas comedy scene. Honestly, a big fan. I was here for the last year and a half in between LA, and I felt like the space needed a good reporter of what's going on in the scene, and I really enjoyed it. And so I called to be on. This guy's getting so hot and so bothered. The energy over there. Here, I'll match y'all.
Oh, the shirt might be coming off, dude. We might be doing a Burt cast, dude. Oh my god.
Okay, Burt cast is hilarious. We're about to hit. Look how this is. You see, I don't sweat like that, dude. Cool and calm.
So
cameras don't overheat.
We actually have done an episode with he was shirtless though, when we was talking shit about the manosphere. You remember like Andrew Tate and all them when they were blowing up? Yeah. We were being anti them though.
I'm just afraid I might get a boner because of how gay you thought I was, and so.
Listen,
I come in and he goes, what brings, like, are you new to Vegas? Kind of what's your relationship with Vegas? And I go, last time I actually lived out here, I went to school out here, it was to work for a nonprofit called Young Life. And he's like, I don't really know Young Life. And I'm like, it's like a para church. They got hashtagged, like the Me Too thing. It was like hashtag do better Young Life. Because the idea is like, we accept anybody while they're in high school. And if they're gay, it's fine. But if they try to become leaders or work in it, we were like saying, you can't do that. Because
can you see how you kind of led me to believe that you were in a subtle,
sound off in the
nonchalant way
Sound off in the comments. You just heard what I said, and there's no way that you get. I used to work for this Christian organization. If you Googled them, the top thing would be this hashtag. But then me getting defensive. Maybe I am gay, Kyle. Maybe this is where I come out. The pod.
You can be whatever.
I said I'm not going to come out as bi until my mom dies. You know, because it's just I like women enough where like until my mom dies, it's not worth scaring her. You know. But I had a wet dream, thinking about having a three-way with Monica Padman and Dax Shepard.
Oh,
from Armchair Expert.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Monica Padman? Padman?
You have one girl that you would like. Shout out. Can we do shout outs?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Do it.
Give me no shout outs on this podcast.
Wait, what's the girl that you're saying that you would marry? Is that like I kind of saw a little bit of this, but I didn't know who it was. I didn't know the reference.
It's a local girl, so it's not like a
her name is Hannah.
Her name's Hannah,
and she's a keeper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a local pod. I saw some 68 views, you know. So at the end of the day, who's gonna watch this Latino, this immigrant?
Well, you know what? We also had a real
100 views.
We have another one that's 330,000.
I know. I'm saying I think I'm going to slow you down. I think they're going to scroll by and be like Lucas Alvarez, only because you decided to quit the pod. You were like, because I really do feel like if I was big enough, you would have been like, well, I'll wait till after. Like if I was Andrew Santino, you would have been like, yeah, I'm going to quit, but not till after Andrew Santino comes in here.
Comparing the Lexis to the Oscars. Yeah, like, dude, I'm sorry. I wouldn't compare myself to Andrew Santino. That's an insane comparison, buddy.
Let's fight. No, I'm just getting hot.
Oh shit, dude, that is crazy.
Right. Better comparison. I've been getting Jerry Lewis a lot. Do you know who that is?
Hey,
I just don't think you know who Jerry Lewis is. You know who Jerry Lewis is.
Yeah, I know who Jerry Lewis is. My response to that.
Name one bit.
My response to that would be that you were recommended. Multiple people told me
legitimately you
should have Lucas on your podcast, and that has weight when people.
I am a comics comic. I do get a lot of comics, which I hate because I want money. And no, I'm just kidding. I love it. But money would be. So
nice. You guys are like conversation titans. So let me go on here real quick with a true sentimental thing. I'm sorry if you felt that way, but it truly had nothing to do with who our guest was. It's just unfortunately we had too much shit going in the background. You can go back, watch an episode, we talked about it, but no personal reason against you. It's just it was not salvageable in that moment.
Derek, I put a picture of you on the wall, and I've been throwing darts at you since, and I'm glad you said that. I'll take it down off the wall, off the enemy list.
Yeah. Take him off the list.
You know who's still on that enemy list?
Who?
Satan. And he's still always, all day, every day.
Shout out to Jesus.
Shout out Jesus all day.
But no, I'm glad you're here, man. Honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to be here. Super stoked. I'm not going to vape like you guys, but I love the vibes of it.
This cut is going to be insane for you, Derek, because I will finish the Magic Mike story right now.
Let's go back.
So uninterrupted.
Do you want me to do it?
No
be continued? I'll pick up.
No.
I think they're lost.
Last time on the Naturals pod. Oh shit, we haven't even hit an intro.
These are the journeys that we go through, but you haven't even introed him, dude. We're just on a crazy verbal journey. We're like 20 minutes in the episode.
This is going to be a super late intro after the Magic Mike story.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Derek's going to have to cut it out and paste it. You're going to have to do a little third grade project where you put it on poster board.
It's okay. It's easy. I'll rock it.
And it's going to be fine.
Just do what I did. Run it at 2x.
So these guys are in a room full of working men, and they're getting ready to audition for a stripper job. The first guy who goes up, he commits, and he has some breakaways.
Oh, okay.
And full thong underneath with the bulge.
I mean, these guys are probably like shredded too. Like
so jacked, right? Me in that moment,
a lot of details you remember here.
I mean, fuck. This is like it's like a train wreck in slow motion.
Who's gay here? No.
Yeah, who's gay now? You heard it here first. Kyle is bi-curious, baby.
I like women.
Well, some of them look like them.
Jesus Christ, I'm not into ladyboys either. If you go back to the very beginning, like episode 2, I talk about an incident in a bar where this very short, very fat man had a cock the size of a baseball bat.
Yeah,
and it's just one of those things that you got to look at.
True,
so anyways, so the first guy fully commits, and I'm like, I'm about to embarrass you. So I'm like, woo, yeah, oh shit, woo, yeah, woo, yes.
Oh, you played into it.
I'm cheering him on, and all the other guys look at me, and like I've mentioned before, construction workers are devious, so they're all like, we're going to get on this. So they start cheering him on, and he, in the most uncomfortable way, does his little routine. Now the rest of the motherfuckers are looking up at the galley, and they're like, oh shit. And
worst audience has to be a bunch of trade guys.
Oh yeah,
worst audience. What's a worst audience? Nuns.
I'm making more money than you as an apprentice, and I get to keep my dignity. But also, you look better than I do without your clothes on. Congratulations to you. I haven't got in like 5 years.
Oh, buddy,
it's fine. 6.
I know.
We'll be okay.
Would you qualify that as? I just learned what
I'm not a fucking incel. If you say the word incel,
I'm not going to, but English is mi segundo idioma, so aprendo nuevas palabras todo el tiempo. But I just learned what an incel was, which is an involuntary celibate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would argue for the last 6 years you've been involuntarily celibate because you chose it.
It's not that I chose it. I'm just not actively dating. And then also there have been, we discussed this previously, there have been like married women who have been coming after me.
And he's like,
and you don't really uncomfortable.
Speaking of, just a little bow, the three-way dream that I had is when I was voluntarily celibate for all of Lent, and I fell asleep to the
Why do you get to just offer up that you were voluntarily celibate and you have to question my semi-voluntary celibacy? I don't know.
Ladies, I'll end it. You can try to convince me to end it. You know, that's what I always tell ladies. I'm like, I'm celibate, but you can try to convince me otherwise. It works every time,
Seems
ladies.
like a good line.
Jesus Christ.
It's not a line. It's true. I have like actively praying, and I'm like, but I could be swayed by Satan. Okay, back to Magic Mike.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Everybody stop right now.
I just want to talk about dicks. I don't, dude.
Welcome back to this episode of the Naturals Pod. As always, I'm Uncle Kyle, seated on the opposite end of the couch, the captain of the ship, Sweet Derek, the producer.
With his toes out.
Yeah,
we got
dude.
socks.
Today,
Got
we have a very special guest returning. He was my first solo pod host of the unmentionable period of the Natural Pod.
Honored.
And he's back to get the real thing in with the boys. Welcome back to the show, Lucas Alvarez.
Let's go.
Dude, hanging out with two white guys like I'm back at UNLV. You know what I'm saying?
Like Drake said, sitting Gucci Road like they say up in UNLV. I'm not trying to start a rap career.
Honestly, I think we could work with that. That was enough. That was quick enough. I like
Auto-tune
this.
that shit, Derek.
I like this. In his head.
Yeah.
50 Cent had, I don't know if it's still going on, he had a residency recently, which he just knew he was going to make money. This lady, I can't remember the name of her account, she got flamed for this, and he responded, but she called him out and was like, yeah, the show was boring, the audio was shitty, and he just did the same dance move every time, and he really was just doing this the entire show, but he also replied and he goes, you know what? I got paid $2 million to just wave my hand up and down and sing the hits. So,
dude, the thing that's most mind blowing to me and I hate is Will Smith is coming out with another album.
Boo!
I don't like
Boo,
it,
Will. Fade into the ether. We hate you and your weird children. I actually don't mind Willow. Some of her music is pretty catchy.
I love the lines that you draw are so insane to me. Like you're like. You gerrymander your opinion of people like a Republican trying to win an election. Let me tell you, you're literally like, here's the family. You're like, I hate all of them except for this little one who's exactly like the rest of them. The only difference is she has one song.
Meet me at our spot. Call a vibe.
Where?
Baby, are you coming for the ride? It's fucking great. What?
The 405. And you know what's at the 405? LA, baby. Kings.
Dude, it is true. That line is wild, dude. He's like, I hate all of it because I love the song. I love her.
She also, I whip my hair. Remember that song? I whip my hair. And I'm like, imagine being 13 and having the #1 song in the country because your dad rapped one time in
whatever.
show.
Congratulations.
That's nepotism. I love black nepotism. Shout out Bronny. Bronny is crushing. I like black nepotism.
She seems like less of a strange person than Jaden. Jaden with the costume with the little house on his head.
That was, dude. He
talks about making his friends custom bed frames when really he's just buying shit from IKEA.
This is not a bit, so don't try to catch me bitten, but I went to a Shia LaBeouf warehouse concert.
No.
That I swear to God, mostly because YG, I don't know if you know who YG is. He's a rapper.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, but he was supposed to perform and his friend died, got shot. He's very gang related. Shout out YG. But he couldn't go. But Shia LaBeouf went, and then
we're not gang related. No shout out YG. I take that back.
Nah, he's a blood. We good. You do the mucilage. The mucilage is just the blood for white guys. That's a bit. Clip it.
Jesus Christ.
But what's the brothers of Willow?
Jaden.
So he performed and he crushed it. He had that song called Icon. And he's a good performer. Then you know who else was there? The Human Fountains. You know who that is?
No.
It was a weird show, dude. But the Human Fountains were a bunch of white guys that literally would, to music, spit like water. They won like America's Got Talent.
I fucking hate that.
I hate this
deeply.
party so much, dude. I don't want to be in this warehouse.
And guess what? I'll send you the video so you can put it in there. David Blaine was going around the audience. I swear to God, doing.
Derek's in now.
Okay, now I want to be.
No,
there
I'm Matt Christian. I was so scared. I was like, if a frog comes out, I'm gonna do like Holy Spirit. I'm gonna.
In person, is it as crazy as you
in
see
the
on
audience?
TV?
He was going through and doing magic tricks while there was like stage performance because Shia LaBeouf does this like theater program in like the hood in LA.
No to all of this. Oh my God,
it's real. This is all real. This all happened. I left
he
Disneyland
will not
to go to
divide us.
I like Shia. Shia's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Shout out Shia.
I do like his movies.
I went to. I saw him in a couple AA meetings growing up in LA. Shout out.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's anonymous, but that guy's not anonymous about anything he does.
Blur this out, Derek. Like this.
Yeah, I have a rule. You can either
drink.
blur the person I say or the things that I say, but you can't have both in there. Yeah. I'll talk shit about the people that I've signed NDAs for, but you got to either blurt the name or the thing I say about them. Like, I have shit on people.
We didn't sign anything before we started this.
I know.
I mean, honestly, do you really want me to bleep the names?
No, you could. No, the Shia LaBeouf stuff is cool because that was a weird party. He needs to know.
Shia LaBeouf stuff.
So the David Blaine stuff, though, in person really was insane where you're like,
I walked away, Derek. I don't have your... I'm dead serious when I'm like, this is some witchcraft stuff. And when I saw him, he popped up because he was literally going through the crowd during these, like, there was 2 stages. There was a warehouse party in LA. And it was like one of those things where it's like, from the human whatever fountains to Willow Smith's brother, because you don't like him. I don't want to say his name. I don't want to give him any.
Whatever. I have zero respect for you, but continue.
You hate Jaden so much, I don't even want to name check him. But Willow's brother. Also, shout out Willow getting Willow's brother. He also dressed as a building for something recently that I saw, and I'm like, this is stop. Stop. Like, this is District 1 behavior, and I'm sorry. I'm Katniss Evergreen. I want it all to end. Every time someone wears something like a building, I'm like, go build a building. You're in LA, buildings burnt down, and you're like, I'm going to dress as a thing that people lost.
There's a TikTok where this guy...
What?
This guy who's a black dude...
Touch grass, bitch. What? Hey, did you lose your house? I'm going to come as a house and be on TV to rub it in. A black house that looks burnt, by the way. I'm like, what are we doing? Catch me at Nuwu tonight. Smoking weed to forget it. But it was wild party. I recorded it only because I was going to tell my brothers, like, dude...
Yeah, it's insane.
LA is full of satanic.
Did he have some weird outfit at this party? Because the little house thing, somebody caught him on the red carpet, and the guy he put a really friendly tone on, and he's like, "Hey Jaden," and he turned around and he was like, "You look goofy," and then he said the N-word, but the friendly N-word that black people can say to one another.
I called John Gruden that at Wise Guys got in trouble.
Oh my God.
That's really happened.
Is that? I guess you get a pass because you're a Latino. But anyway,
it's not about a pass. Hey, white guy. Hey, white guy, stop saying that. I got to tell you this right now. We did a white guy thing last time that really helped white people.
Jaden gave him a pass basically. Though. He smiled at him, but he
Jaden
called him
doesn't give the pass. Goofy is wild. What would you do if someone called you goofy at work? You're at work just trying your best.
I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, cool. I don't. Most of the people think I'm crazy. Most of the people not fuck with me because, like, when I'm having a bad day,
you're sweating like a dad who lost it. You know,
I mean, honestly, I'm fine.
You look like a dad who got laid off 3 months ago and his wife just found out. You know, and you're like,
I cooled off a little bit. Fuck. I got laid off 2 weeks ago, but I'm about to go right back to work. I'm new.
You can't stop it. Like, yeah, dude. First of all, I just bought some new fresh work boots.
Fresh.
Those are nice.
Shout out Godfather Electric. How good does it feel when, like, if you go to a job site and you're wearing tennis shoes, die. Go buy boots. I hate seeing a tradesman. I'm like, tell us you're new without telling us you're new. Ask your mom to let you borrow $60.
That's like some Australian type shit because they'll wear like tennis shoes and shorts and stuff. Dude. But no, it's a rule in our union. You have to wear boots.
You're a union guy, not me. I'm out here just doing wires in the wall without it. I have a license. Shout out. As
long as the work and the craftsmanship is good, I don't hate on non-union guys.
Oh, I'm autistic. You know those wires are tight, my guy. You know the passageway of the wires that go in. I have it all mapped out. I'm like, I can go through that beam. You don't know. This is electrical stuff. How much electrical have you done, Derek?
0.
Not 0. You can turn a breaker off. Do you know how to turn a breaker off?
Oh, turn a breaker off. Yeah.
He does well with all of the technological shit.
Yeah, like computer shit, nerd stuff. That's my world. But if you were like, go fix something, I'd be like, fuck.
If you had to change out an outlet, do you think you can change out an outlet?
No.
I think every man should. You should learn to do that. Just watch it. I think every man should learn how to change out an outlet and a ceiling fan. I think if you could change out an outlet and a ceiling fan, you'll know enough electrical to get you out of a pickle. Mostly because that's what causes a lot of fires. Like, you'll hear it spark, and if you don't know how to change it out, like that, you'll get a service call and you have to pay $200 to do what takes an electrician 10 minutes to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point. Noted.
Yeah, because I like to be, I like to be educational more than I like to be funny.
No, I appreciate it.
This guy cracked so much. Trying to look at those pit stains. My brother gets really bad sweat stains.
Oh shit!
Yeah. They're not
shout out Tommy Alvarez.
They're not that bad.
I still smell fresh. We're good. I'm sweaty but fresh. Sweaty fresh.
You seem like you cooled off a little bit though. Yeah.
Yeah, the AC kicked on. We must be good now. But yeah, things are.
I don't know. I'm gonna start shivering like a chihuahua.
Things are going well, as you should, for wearing that King sweater into my home.
I'll stay repping the Kings till the day I die.
Things are going well. I'm really enjoying life right now.
Yeah, honestly, the
I'm in a
podcast
happy
stuff's
place.
really fun. Like I said, the merch was exciting. We've hit some cool milestones as far as like reels popping off and stuff like that. And then,
oh, trust me, I know when the reels pop off. Ask Kyle. I'm in those text messages so quickly. I'm like, I see the hustle. I see how hard it is. It is so hard. I've been doing these things for a law firm, like hosting a live because it's a paid gig and doing stuff. And he called me a day. He goes, "Hey, can you help us do a viral video?" And I'm like, go die. Like,
it's so easy.
This whole time, I know exactly how to do one. Let me just do it real quick. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'll go over there and then have your marketing guy do stuff. I'll do anything. And then he slapped me with some money. But he also paid to get a monkey with a brand new suit to go do a commercial for him.
Oh, so
this guy's a character.
Yeah.
Shout out Maximus Law. If you need any lawyer stuff, go to Maximus Law in LA. I'm gonna make this blow up in LA.
But I would say,
do it.
I would say that's why I like kind of the small group that we've assembled that we're collaborating with, because we all look at each other's shit, and support it, and we give each other little notes. Or say,
that shit means a lot to us. Like truly,
this.
Okay, speaking of, I've been out of the loop. Did you guys go to the Lexi's yesterday?
We did not.
Oh,
we did not.
You didn't see. Okay,
I was driving back from LA. I was gonna try to make it, but I didn't make it. Also. Shout out Lex Las Vegas in the sense of this. Every time he's pitched me, you want to hear my Lex Las Vegas impersonation? This is him pitching me any sketch.
Hey,
respectfully.
All right, Lucas.
Yeah, respectfully. All right, Lucas, listen. So in this one, you die, okay? We throw you off a building and you die. And I'm like, all right, what else you got? And he goes, all right, in this one, you're gay. And I'm like, oh, cool. What are you, Kyle from the podcast? I swear to God, every pitch is I die or I'm gay. And I'm like, dude, Lex, how about I'm just a guy, who lost a bet.
So I will tell you, because it hasn't aired yet, it is recording and it'll be out. This will come out after it, but we did talk about it on a recent episode, so you'll hear about the whole thing. Long story short, we just don't have a lot of time, so we simply professionally asked, hey, did we win? If we won, we'll show up, we'll support it, we'll post it, we'll shout you out.
Oh, and then I kind of respect him for that.
He played this is if you got invited to the Oscars. He
compared it to the Oscars.
Come on, dude, it's not the Oscars. Man.
Okay,
it's an open mic.
Yeah, then I'm so sorry. And that's a bigger jump than me and Andrew Santino. We were in the same building before. Okay, hey, listen, hey. Yep. I opened for a guy that opened for him. I think that is. I'm like, if I'm minor leagues, I can get called up any minute, baby.
But isn't that insane?
Those Cucamonga, what's minor league, the 51s? Is it still the 51s? They changed. Yeah, I feel like I'm at the 51s. I get called up by the Dodgers any minute, baby. Ohtani breaks an arm.
I mean, we're reaching Ohtani. We're saying
no, if he breaks an arm, like they have to fill the roster.
I mean, with one arm, he'll be better than you, I think.
Yeah, and Andrew Santino with one arm would be funnier than me too. Luckily, comedy has nothing to do with arms. And in the Latino culture, in a Spanish set, I would be way better than him. That's why Goldfish climbing a tree is an idiot.
So you understand the absurdness of comparing that to the Oscars. 100%. So it's like, also, I'm sorry, dude. Like,
I love any comic trying out there to do it, but I have felt the lowest of my career in stand-up doing Hans a Sukataka show where I'm doing stand-up. I got attacked there by a comic because this guy who looks like Eminem and his girlfriend came up and tried to attack me there.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes, he attacked me. He also.
How long ago was this?
So this had to be. You guys know Mila D. She was on the podcast.
Yeah. Shout out Mila.
So when Mila D was just starting, not starting out, she was like about under a year out. I was like, go. She's like, I gotta work. I gotta register people to vote. And I'm like, well, go to this mic. Let's go to Hans. And so we go. And from the stage, I just do a little joke. I go, hey, my friend here's a comic. She has her day job. She needs to get 3 people to register to vote. If you're in here, register to vote. And I was like, unless you're Republican, then let me buy you a drink and just go home, And just a joke. I didn't think anything of it. I wanted to get into their set. It was an intro to just kind of be like, sign up. You guys are all citizens. Do this. And they started heckling me like, you fucking libtard piece of shit. Like, jump from zero. I just assumed that I was this big. I'm like, I'm an immigrant lady. I can't.
That's just a small thing.
But then I chose violence, and I'm like, I have the stage. Like, because they were like, you're not booked. And I'm like, I just had gotten booked. And so I'm like, you could have said this a month ago and you would have been right. I had no bookings. But bitch, I just got booked. So I was like rubbing it. I was like, come here and say it to my face or say it to the mic. And then like she came to the stage and I got the mic and I like put it in her face to talk. And right when she went to go talk, I go, no, you got to earn this, bitch. And it was the best. Best thing. And then he got mad because I called his girl a bitch, and he's like, starts like, she comes up to me, she goes, I'm like, I'm a feminist, I'll fight. I think if I'm a feminist I have to fight a woman, you know, because she's like, he doesn't have to fight my battles, I'll fight my own. I'm like, I'm choosing peace. I'm like, blessed are the peacemakers. But like, what are you mad at? It's like, I'm mad that you called me a bitch. I'm like, well, then you shouldn't have come at the stage. Like, you shouldn't have stormed the stage like you stormed the Capitol. And then she didn't like that. She did not.
Dude, I want to be there when this happened.
It was wild.
But you went in. You made it seem like maybe he attacked you.
Yeah.
You provoked
no.
attack.
I just respond. And honestly, like, this is the thing. Like, I've done 2 roast battles, and I'm horrible when I have to write them and think about them. And I'm like, oh, shit, I got to roast my friend Mimi, or I got to roast. I had to roast this comic Fiona the night that Trump won the election. An LA female comic. The night that we're getting the information at the Comedy Store. That
is she a Trump person?
By then we lost. No. She does do horse training, so you would think so, but no. She was a woman that was worried about her reproductive rights.
Shout out to horse training and hobby horsing.
No, not the hobby horsing, dude. No. Real horsing, not hobby horsing.
Yeah, real horsing.
We love you.
She did great work. She took in a lot of horses during the fires because they were lucky to evacuate. That's I don't care about animals like that because I'm autistic, and I'm like, can you take care of the immigrants that are homeless? Like, I don't care. Like, the horses burn. There's like,
for me, I'm animals over people, though, dude. I hate to say it.
Dude, animals over people.
Yeah.
No.
Jesus would disagree with you.
I'll ride with you
hard.
on that, but also dogs are like equal to humans.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Dogs spelled backwards. Jesus.
God. Yeah.
Scod.
But it is true though, like dogs, man, a dog to me, like my dog, I love my dog more than anything, dude.
Yeah, but that's like my mom when she's like, oh, you know, I'm not racist. I have one black friend, and I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
I love my dogs. Some dogs are bad. How about the dogs, pit bulls that kill babies?
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Let's make some lines.
Hard pivot. Hard pivot. Well, we're circling back to the gay thing, and I am rebutting.
Okay,
so here's
a story arc.
Yeah, here's my response to that.
Yeah,
we're always
dig
in
yourself
chaos
out of this one.
No. Here's my response to that. Okay, like you remind me of some of the people that my sister went to college with. These people,
I know those people.
No.
Good guys.
No. Listen to this.
Great guys.
Smart
great guys.
Smart, successful, wealthy.
I'm not wealthy. Not wealthy. Not wealthy.
You don't have to put
wealthy
that out
compared.
there.
No.
Okay,
It's fair. I like to leave a modest lifestyle.
But I'm saying that's the impression you left on me,
Thank
some of your mannerisms, and you led me to it with the what's the organization called again? Young
Thug
Life.
No,
Young Life or Young Thugs? Sure, Young Life. I got lost.
That would have been racist and homophobic for some reason. And I'm not even gay. It just would have been like, if he would have said young homies, I would have been like, fuck you, I'm out. I would have flipped this. I would have been like Jesus in the market flipping tables. So I would have gotten the whips off the window and been like, not in my business.
I got lost in the sauce, and I made an assumption. You handled it gracefully.
You made an ass of yourself.
You have repeatedly shamed me for it, and I hope now that we're airing that shamed.
I'm sorry.
Shamed.
I didn't mean shame is a strong emotion. I've been learning this over the last 3 years.
Well, shame is what I felt because I feel like you're a cool guy, and I didn't mean to offend you. For getting sentimental
I want to clear the air. So like a lot of like I'll say stuff like that, like give people a hard time when they make a mistake, you know. And which I think is valid. I grew up in the corporate world, and if like one of the sales guys makes a mistake, you're like, oh, we're harping on this guy. Just to teach a lesson. I've been doing that like with other comics, and they'll do that thing where they're like, you were really offended, and like deep down inside, I'm like, I don't know how to defend that I'm not. I just have one of those memories where like, well, the last time we talked, you did this because we were leaving after the pod. We went. I was like talking a little bit. My buddy was here. We were talking. We're chatting it up, and it wasn't until the end that it like landed on him, because the whole time you could tell I told him about my daughter on the podcast, and you could tell like if you go back and look at it, it's like the meme where like just he's crunching numbers around his head. He's like, if he's gay, how did he have a daughter? Did he like
I know gay people who have children.
I know, but that's what he asked me.
I know
that's
gay
what he asked me
people
at
who
the
have
end.
Children.
He goes, so wait, how did you get a daughter? Is what he asked me in the garage. I swear to God, I put on my mom. He asked me, so how did you get a daughter? And I'm like, I was like, I had sex with my wife at the time. I don't know, like You want to know the position?
Hold on, he didn't ask that.
I swear to God.
Tell me about that. He did not tell me about
he
that.
goes, how did you get a daughter? And I'm like, I was so confused. I was too stunned to speak because in my mind, I did the math. And I go, this guy just did an hour and a half conversation with me with the back of his mind, a little acorn that was planted during Inception was this guy's gay. And I was like, then the whole podcast, I'm like, I can't even watch this back because I know that my worst fears are like this white guy. Not that it's a bad thing. I feel like I compare being called gay to being called Mexican. You know, like growing up, I was like, speak Spanish. They're like, are you Mexican? And I'd be like, no, I'm not Mexican. And I'm like, not to get defensive. Shout out gay people. I have nothing against you. I love gay people. It was a great pod. Some of your sister's best friends are gay.
I don't mean to offend anyone unless you're an asshole and you've slighted me.
That's true. We really don't want to make a guest feel like we're coming in.
And I wasn't offended. I did later find humor in it because I have got like we talked about it. I did bring it up in therapy. Shout out my therapist. But I talk to my therapist once every week, and it was the first it was the first podcast I did with a man. With a white guy, honestly.
With me? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you were my first white guy podcast.
Happy to pop your cherry, you know?
Well, I popped yours and you're single, so I felt like it was only...
Touche.
It was both our first, honestly. And it ended a lot longer than my other first.
It's your first, and it ended up being in therapy.
I don't know why you had to add the
I was in therapy.
Because I was admitting to my mistake, and then you had to add like the ultimate... I mean, it happened. Confirmed.
It happened.
I mean, you gave me a gem because he didn't tell me none of that. He just said, I think I actually upset
you know what, Derek? Those are the lost tapes, and that's the era that you were not a part of. And you don't want to speak of it, so I was trying to shield you from that.
That's why you put up with prima donnas, because then you get the real stuff, baby.
Well, I'm so sorry that question got asked, because I feel like it's because I wasn't here to make him rethink that question.
Oh, if you think that is offensive, I could name other comics that have said, if the worst thing I heard is leaving a podcast, then I am not really doing comedy, because let me tell you, I've done bits where comics will tell everybody. Like, at least you told me, and I was able to control it. I will be talking to a comic, and they're like, oh, dude, I was talking to this comic, and they said you are their funniest gay comic. And I'm like, let's talk about this real quick. Who said this? The what? Did I last time I checked. So it was hilarious to me. That was the first time I was like, how'd you get a daughter? I was like, how did I get a daughter? Because I didn't put one and one together. And it was like, I was like, I'm an idiot. I'm autistic as fuck. So I started going like, well, I was about to go to a bachelor party, and we just didn't have a condom, and my ex-wife was like, hey, let's have sex. And I was getting into answering it, and he goes, oh, no, it's because I thought, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, no, I'm not gay. And I kind of let it go, and then I was thinking about it on the car ride home, going like, the whole fucking podcast. But I got over it. I processed it.
So speaking of relationships,
white guys, be vulnerable. I'm not mad. As long as you're vulnerable and you claim it. What I hate is this. If you would have been here and been like, I never said, I love gay people. And I'd be like, all right, relax.
No. I don't make any excuses. When I do something, I own my shit. I am all about keeping things on Front Street. Derek knows that.
This is what Black Girls would do right now. In Black Mics, if you say something like that,
they give us the snaps. We're doing some slam poetry. So anyways,
I mean, at a comedy club, but everything's slam poetry.
You know, we're riding a high. Things are going well with the podcast. We're growing the business. We're branching out. And I don't do this all the time. You've seen my Nespresso machine. You have a little cup of coffee. It's fancy. But also, a couple times during the week, we got to hit the Starbucks up and treat ourselves. And the one near me, I don't know if they're doing this at all of them now. I feel like it's exclusive to mine because I've gone to other ones and I haven't gotten a little love note. But they leave a little message on the cup in Sharpie. They say, have a nice day, with a little heart or a smiley face, and it just fills me with glee. And that's why I hit the little $2 tip button. Fuck it.
That's how I know you're single, because it's cute when you're single. It's super cute when you're single.
I also like warm showers too. To feel like I have the comfort of another human being.
But the reason why, as a single person, that's so cool. I like that, right? You go wake up your morning, you get a nice little message on your way. It is corporate is making them
for enjoying the little.
But my brother got in trouble for that. My brother, because he is an electrician, but he, he was born here, so he has his papers. Hate him for it. But anyways, he goes to Starbucks in the morning and gets a little Starbucks, and he left the cup that said have a good day. And my sister-in-law picked that up and was like, who's this girl Linda saying have a good day? And
she wrote Linda on it too? Or it was on the little sticker?
Receipt. Oh, yeah. It said Linda prepared your coffee.
You're in trouble, girl.
And she was legit. And then my brother's like, no. And she's like, yeah, this girl's flirting with you. That's why she put it. Why else would she write it if she's not flirting with you? You go to the same Starbucks across our street every morning. How Linda know you? That's why you want a Latina. You want a big booty Latina.
And sentimental.
It's all, it is
single
how it comes from a real place.
In a relationship.
Yeah, but you
possibly game ending.
Well, I don't know.
But that's a great angle.
Hopefully
I would have never thought about that. Yeah.
But then I did. I was like, I went to work with him, and I was like talking to him, and I go, "Oh no, brother, you got to check this article because there was a comic. I wish I had the name so I can reference it, but it was like those baristas have to remember like the weirdest, most complicated drinks, and on top of that, it's like, hey, I know you're slammed from like the 5 o'clock rush of everyone trying to get coffee. Can you also write sweet notes on it? I'd be like, corporate, like this. Like I hate these big corporations that are like, have not worked 8 hours and make these rules where it's like, we need to make Kyle feel like a little bit happier for his $5 drink at Starbucks for coffee. Let's make this worker who's getting paid minimum wage and can't unionize spend more time getting carpal tunnel writing notes on the 10,000 cups a day.
So I'm a union man. Bless you, Starbucks employees. I thought it was a sweet thing, and there's a dark underbelly.
Yeah, everything corporation
sweatshop work where they're forcing you to write sweet notes
I was
on
at
cups.
the airport in Wise Guys in Salt Lake City, and $5.50 for coffee is what
this is
Trump,
single
what are we
white
doing?
male shit.
I
like
like
don't
to blame
care.
the president, whoever it is. It's thanks a lot, Trump. $5.50.
The only way I
coffee.
picture it though, it's just hella funny, is I'm putting two pictures in my mind together, and one is a side of you and you're all happy and cheery that you got your little message, and the other one's like dark and like she's like a slave and like my hand hurts from writing it again because I'm forced to write it.
I'm gonna draw that as a cartoon and I'll give it to you.
Yeah, now
I'll
I feel
draw
bad.
that as a cartoon.
That's
I'll
great,
never
right?
post Starbucks again. We're
Yeah,
fucking
no.
boycotting Starbucks.
Boycott Starbucks.
Buy
for sure.
Nespresso. Fuck Starbucks.
Dude.
And if Nespresso's monster, then we'll start growing our own beans in the backyard.
So I worked for this printing company, and when they were under 10,000 stores, we would do all of the printing for like their decorations as they were like blowing up stores, and they didn't have an internal like printing company or marketing company, so they outsourced to us, and we would go out there a bunch. And then the second they got a little bit big, they're like, no more. Like we're doing it all internally, all in-house, and ever since then they were dead to me. They're still on the board next to Satan and you, but I'll take it down. I'm gonna take it down when I haven't gotten home. When I get home on Tuesday, when I get back to LA, I'll take your face off.
I appreciate it.
Satan's gonna stay though.
Yes.
Satan's gonna stay. Well, I'm bummed that you guys didn't win the Lexi.
That's fine.
That's okay.
I do like. I'm a big fan of Ray Earl. I hate how he's being exploited by a white man on that podcast. Yeah. Speaking of exploitation,
Hot
it's
take.
Starbucks and Matt Andrews just exploiting people. Honestly, it's those two and no one else. That podcast would suck without Ray Earl. It's just two white guys, not as interesting as you talking. And you know, it's like,
All right, thanks. I mean,
honestly,
Got slammed for being two white guys, but also redeemed.
yeah, I have a whole rule where like listening to two white guys talk, like, what is this, the news? I'm over it. You know,
I
I watch two white guys talk all the time at work.
I will say this, that it is funny, the timing of people wanting to collaborate, because we had a huge boost on the one episode, and we got all the watch hours. We were super excited, and then it fell off a cliff. We had actually set up a collaboration with them to do dual pods. And honestly, I will say this, and I think I speak for both of us when I say it, it's cool, and we're really just doing it for the flavor of the pod and to maintain like a history, you know? But also at the same time, what that little explosion proved and how well some of the content that just he and I are doing is like, we don't really need anyone. We are choosing people to work with because we want you
like
to be
Ray
a part
Earl.
of it.
You don't need anyone, but you still have to have a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray Earl also, by the way, I had to perform in front of a bunch of Mormons. I flew all the way out there to do 1 minute to do this Rumble because I lost to the winner. This Mormon kid that I can't remember his name. He's on the wall. Just because I hate losing. No, but Ray Earl lost to him too. So it feels good to lose to someone that Ray Earl did. But he almost didn't make it, got there just in time. And I went outside to do a little walk break, if you know what that means, in the hood, with some of the other comics. And I came into Mormons howling in that room. Just like, he destroys. And so
I mean, but that's
good.
like that.
And then Matt Andrews
audience.
will put you to sleep with
saying
his
Ray
stand up.
destroyed.
Yeah, Ray.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Matt Andrews. This is what I would have been here when I walked in. Ready?
Wow, you're going in, dude.
Well, he used my
You're
government.
fucking going in.
Let me tell you why. Okay, Derek, you can be judge, jury, and executioner on this. Okay? You and you alone. We're gonna set the record straight here.
Okay.
If I do a joke at an open mic where there's no cameras,
Okay.
would you then reference that joke on your podcast with my full government name if it's working on something that you know is a word that is very, very sensitive that was referred to earlier in the pod, I think, if we were recording.
No, I would never reference it that on a podcast.
Right,
I mean,
you wouldn't be like, Lucas Alvarez said this word that, like, without context is going to be very harsh for people to hear.
Or at the very least, I would... If I was thinking about talking about it, I would contact you and be like, hey, I want to talk about that bit you did. Are you cool with that? Or do you not want to say anything? And if you say no, it's not happening.
Okay.
Like, I respect other people.
No comedian wants their working material out unless they want to show it.
Correct.
Okay, so now let me tell you the full context. I like to fall asleep to podcasts. We talked about this earlier. It's gotten me in trouble. Dak Shepard, holler at me. But I fell asleep to an armchair expert, and I legitimately, because I think in my subconscious, like I kept hearing my name over and over again, and it woke me up. And it was like halfway through, because I subscribe to their pod, and sometimes I'm under a house running wire, and I run my AirPods, and it's the best thing.
Podcasting is great.
Oh my gosh, yeah! If you are working in the trades, pop a podcast in. Like if you're someone who like doesn't have to work and you have a car,
for your work day. I am not ashamed to admit 100%. I watch my own shit. I love my own podcast. Dude, okay, I love this.
Yeah,
shit.
Do you know who Sabrina Carpenter is? Of course, right? Everyone does. You should. She, on her rap, she posted it. All her songs were her own number one.
You got to be a number one fan.
I mean,
that is what I hate hearing my own voice so much. I would
like her nasty little slutty music, and I'm not going to get too right wingy.
No, but if you could put an incel warning at the bottom of that, it's very incel.
Don't you fucking
It'll go
dare,
viral,
Derek.
dude.
Look at me right now.
No.
Don't you dare.
Incels are good market, though. Honestly, I watched a great documentary about incels. They need help.
You're
going to
talk him into this? Okay.
Yeah, no, for real.
I
do think that like incels. I'm being dead ass right now. That's what people in the hood say when they're being honest. And
I think you might have to bleep incel. That's like
really?
a killer on YouTube. I swear to God.
It's potential. I'm gonna have to look into.
You know what? Because I know that in Australia they had a big epidemic with it, and there was a documentary that like had this lady that literally went and met with these guys and like humanized them in a way of like, this is, I get what is happening is that I'm 37, and so like I grew up where we didn't have the apps, and so like if you wanted to talk to a woman or get a woman, you had to go and talk to them. You had to find ways to interact with them. You had to
better times.
It was better times, but now these guys who like without the apps, they just cannot get a woman to sleep with them.
Dude, it's hard.
And women on the other side, there also are
blur that, Derek.
yeah.
Jesus,
there's also a lot of women, same thing, that have become so dependent. Right, and it is an epidemic. But also that to say, like, I think that is a slippery slope. If YouTube, not that I'm like, I did a lot of Andrew Callahan stuff, like censoring certain things is hurtful because if you censor it without context, kind of like the N-word, honestly, like telling comics that they can't say the N-word point blank, especially a white lady telling a comic that they can't say the N-word. Shout out Cassie from Wise Guys who told me I can't do the John Gruden joke, which I get, whatever, we won't get into it. But all that to say, the censoring of that word, what if you are an 18-year-old who's like, I am an involuntary celibate person. I'm frustrated by it. I'm having ideations. Like, I need help figuring out where I fit in this universe. That you can't go
such a rabbit hole of
I know. Hey, I told you to stop me when I started sounding like chat.
No.
I was letting it go because it was interesting, but I get where you're going.
I understand where you're going.
I don't want to trigger any INCELs. I don't want to trigger you guys. I love you guys. Jesus loves you.
I'm not trying to
women out there want to.
I'm just saying, like, going back to like me talking about not being in relationships or even having sex with women for years, I've just found my own happiness. I have hobbies. We do this. I also love magic.
I used to be
my work. My job is extremely fulfilling for me. It's something I'm proud of and that I love.
Tell me that running like 100 feet of wire in like a 1-inch pipe after you're done to the panel, how satisfying is it when you're like I tell people, if you change out an outlet, you'll feel this. I wasn't going to grow a mustache. But you know how, like, you might not know this because you don't really do stuff with your hands, Derek. But when you do stuff with your hands, sometimes the drill.
It's a good stash.
Sometimes I know. Sometimes the drill. I only know that because white men will like. Oh, I didn't realize that you were like that, Lucas. And I'm like, you're welcome. But the drill locks and it does that rotation. I was too close making a hole and it hit me on the top lift so hard. And it feels like you get punched in the goddamn. And if it wasn't for this, it bruised my lip. And I was like, I gotta be dead. And I wasn't.
I've nearly had my like wrist ripped off by drills multiple times.
Wow. First of all, drills almost. If I didn't need them, on the list. Honestly,
we're going to start a new segment.
Hate a drill.
I did a little DIY thing, and maybe we'll do one called Teaching Sweet Derek, and we'll have him.
Derek, honestly, dead ass.
We'll put you up a little bit, Derek.
Yeah,
no,
Derek.
But bless Derek.
That mustache is about to get thick, brother. Let me tell you. You run some wire, and you're change up. Oh, have you ever changed a toilet?
we're not going to get that deep. Derek works super hard on the podcast. I respect and love him for it.
Carpal tunnel's real.
Yeah, I believe it. I don't want it.
Dude, also editing. God bless you, man. I have to edit stuff.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Right. Oh my God. Shout out, honestly, to anyone who is editing. Thanks. God bless you. It is one of the hardest things to do. You get lost in the sauce. You're like, I'm cutting too much. I'm cutting too little. You're like,
Yeah, but like over time, you do it enough, especially if you're doing your own thing. I
feel pretty locked into our moments, our style.
Yeah. Derek does it on like 2x speed. He doesn't even do it at regular speed.
I can speed run
and he'll just.
Also, if you have any job where you have to talk in front of people, be it stand-up comedian, whatever it is, one of the best things I ever did was have to like watch myself and edit stuff, because you do have to watch yourself so much that you're like, oh, I see what they're saying. I do sound gay, and so you try to change.
God damn it. Okay.
That's a callback in the game, baby.
We got to round it out at the end of the episode. We're doing this with guests. We brought this bit back, and we kind of abandoned it for a little bit, and then we brought it back, and now we're doing it with guests. This is the Titty Cup. You know it. You love it. There's names of random celebrities in it. We're going to take Big Irish J's suggestion, and I'm going to put a name in here that nobody's going to know. It's somebody that I know and nobody else, and then you have to just make this person up.
Also, don't put me in a box. You don't know who I know.
So pull one.
I hope I pull
one. Look at it. Don't tell us what it is.
Yeah.
And pass it to Derek. And then
because we got to try to guess it. It's called bad impression.
Didn't I go first last? You go first last time.
I went first because I did the Jack Nicholson, and you went last with the worst fucking Morgan Freeman impression of all time.
Yes, Natty's redemption from the Morgan Freeman shit. I got a good one.
Okay, he thinks he's gonna have redemption. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. When I lived in Vegas, I had a roommate who did this and still does this as an impersonation, and I've like worked on it with him, and I've been begging him to do it for so long because he does a good impersonation of this person, and he had refused to do it, but he's recently brought it back with a JFK bit that has been, or RFK, who's a new one that's stuttery.
You're talking about RFK?
RFK, the new one.
Yeah.
He does a car. Sorry, I almost ruined it. Fuck. Look at me. I'm not a comic. I quit. No. But he does a good impersonation. I'm gonna try it, but I'm gonna butcher it. This is not gonna be good.
Okay, so like the thing is, if you want to, you can study a little bit and you can listen to a little video, but then you have to really.
But real quick,
I've heard his voice so much that I'm like, it's not gonna help me.
The bit is bad impressions, so the point is like if you crush it, cool. But this is meant to be not good.
Okay.
Okay, right. But who's going first? Are you going first? You running it, Kyle?
Now I'm nervous because like
you put the pressure on yourself.
You see how I put the bar real low, where I'm like, oh, this is not gonna fuck. Yeah, this is a professional.
Dude,
I'm trying to. Hold on. I am going to the phone. I'm not going to listen to anything, but I have to look up a list of movies to really like pick.
Oh
the line.
Yeah.
I got to curate the line.
Are we trying to guess?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, we want to guess. Yeah, I'll do mine first. You want me to go first? I'll go first.
You know what, Derek? Bless you. Okay. Oh no! Actually, here we go. I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Yeah, if a white guy was doing Samuel L. Jackson, that would have been it.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Samuel L. Jackson, you're a fucking legend.
That was pretty good.
Can I do a new rule for you guys that hopefully you guys take on for the next one?
Yeah.
I don't think you can quote. You have to do the impersonation without a quote because,
so
like,
hard,
you have to do their mannerisms.
Something,
motherfucker is like synonymous with Samuel L. Jackson. He should be able to trademark.
And if you do
the word motherfucker,
if you do quote, you got to quote like the 10th most famous line. You can't quote the most famous because Snakes on a Plane.
I hit them with the fucking poem from Invictus.
Nobody
from Morgan
knows
Freeman,
that. Nobody knows that. Don't act like
I was on another planet.
Hey, if I was here,
you would have nailed that.
I would have said, I feel like I'm at the Lexi's, aka the Oscars.
Okay. Bang. Do you want to go last? You want to bring us in last?
Yeah, I'll go last.
Okay. Derek, hit us.
Shake it off.
Taylor
Swift.
Shake it off. Okay. All right, now Derek, I know you're not a comic.
Sang, dude.
I know you're not a comic.
That's breaking the new rule, but we'll hit it on the next one.
I know what he said, maybe like going forward. Yeah.
The voice of an angel. Did you hear that? The voice of an angel.
Her most famous song.
I know.
Also, but that's a good. I'm glad that you did that. One of the things that I'm most proud of in my comedic career is that I went to Soldier Field in Chicago.
Okay.
And interviewed the sea of white women that went to like day 3 of 6 of the sold out Eras tour.
Oh yeah,
and it was
Swifties are so.
Go
weird.
check that out. It's like I think Lucas Alvarez does Chicago. I did it as like a thesis project for a veteran, so you can help a veteran out who made the film and like went out there. But it is.
Put up the link, Derek.
Dude, that Taylor Swift. first of all, I interviewed an interracial couple where it was like a white lady and a black guy, and I asked my buddy who works for the stadium, like, where are like the $100,000 like entrance?
That's fucking absurd.
Yeah, no,
for
like
one show.
For one show, they like there were some seats that were 100,000, and he can look up how much they paid for like the seats. And so I sat by that entrance because I wanted to interview, dude. I wanted to interview. God bless you. I wanted to interview like the rich, and it was a white lady and a black guy who like, and their last name was White, but he was black, and I was like, oh, so you became a white. That white girl became a white after she got married, and I'm interviewing them, and it's like I said that to him, and then she said something mad, like low key racist, where she's like, "Yup. Once you go white, you never go back," or something like that, and I'm like, I hate this. You're a rich white lady who like bought a black guy. It felt like Get Out, where like at any point, and the guy was like, I asked him, I was like, "What's your favorite album?" And he's like, and then she goes, "It's Forevermore," and I'm like, I'm like, "You okay, brother?" Like. I'll get you out of here. You tell me right now.
Blink twice if you're in there.
And then like cut to me like just fighting this black man out of like a sea of white women. Like, you can't take him. He is one of ours. But that was good. All right, we ready for? Okay.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Bated breath. Okay. Ma'am, if you're gonna fuck me, can you at least take me to dinner, please? You see, that was bad. That was like Beavis and the Butt.
Cartman?
It was Cartman.
I knew it because I had already looked through the bowl. I wanted you to get Cartman.
Yeah.
Derek, bonus impression. Hit us with a fucking
Cartman.
Hit us with the Cartman, please.
Mom, screw you guys, I'm going home. Screw you guys,
That's like
I'm going home.
Cartman saying, but we'll allow it.
My favorite,
rules aren't in effect yet.
My favorite Cartman was like that one where his like, Mom, can you buy me an iPad? Yeah. Can you buy me an iPad? And he's like, no, I'm not buying you an iPad. He's like, well, mother, we just passed by a restaurant. Can we stop by at this restaurant so you can at least wine and dine me before you fuck me in the ass? And I'm like, the way white guys talk to their mom, like growing up,
I've never said that. I've never said that
like that.
Yeah.
No, not every white guy. It's not a monolith. There's some white guys that are respectful, usually the Christian ones.
Saying.
No, but I have been at like, I've only heard my white guy friends call their mom a bitch.
I had little friends who would throw tantrums when we were younger.
Yeah.
And they would allow it. And I'm like, my mom would slap the dog shit out of me. And then my dad would slap the dog shit out of me afterwards.
Shout out. I had like one white guy in my elementary school.
Shout out to parents who fucking give their kids a good slap.
But I love my parents. I would never want to say that about my mom. Even
were they divorced though?
Like, no, my parents have been together.
I will say that all my white friends who do say that, it's because their parents are divorced. And I do feel like shout out Danny Mayer in elementary school. Like his mom was. That's why also the only white people we hung out with in Hawthorne growing up were the kids of divorce, because like they had to downsize.
Of divorce,
well, because they had to downsize. Like they lived in nice neighborhoods, and then it's like you split that up, and then the mom's like, "Well, I only have enough to buy a house in Hawthorne. You know, like I can't live in the nice beach area anymore." But
Lucas,
dude, what a fun pod! Thanks
give
for
us
having
plugs,
me.
plug stuff. We're gonna throw people. Look in the stories on social media. If you get a chance to see him on stage, whether it's here in LA or wherever he may be traveling, check it out. It will be in the stories.
Yeah, people call me a comics for more than one reason. Because of ICE, I'm just like not posting where I'm dead ass. That's an honest thing. I didn't even tell you I was going to be here until yesterday.
Here legally, everything is fine.
No, I am. I am technically here legally, but you don't know my status. But I appreciate you covering for me.
I will Frank you if they try to take you.
Hey, thank you. I do a bit about that.
An attic space.
I do appreciate that.
My man, dude.
You and Rocky, shout out Vegas comic Rocky, who I get all his jokes when he dies. He offered to marry me, and I'm like, brother, there's a couple of big women that offered that I'll take up on the offer before a Jewish man.
Rocky,
you know what I'm saying?
You're a little gross.
Rocky is nice, but he did offer to marry me, and that was very sweet. But no, I'm dead ass. There are some places that like I need a corporate daddy to stay in this country and do certain things, and so I might not get a corporate daddy and just do electrical with my brothers. And if that's the case, I don't like to post dates because ICE deported.
If you're an exclusive member of the Naturals Inner Circle, then we'll send you secret little invites. It'll like become
can you screen them and be like
cult meetings?
Check their pages. If they have any like MAGA stuff, just be like maybe not. You know, if you were that one comic whose girlfriend like wanted to beat me up, you know, like if it's that guy, be like yeah, he's in and then give like he's in Biloxi, Mississippi at the Beau Rivage in Biloxi, Mississippi, and then have him go out to the Beau Rivage in Biloxi, Mississippi. Shout out Beau Rivage. I did a set there, and it's a casino out there. Have you guys ever been?
Yeah, I know of it as a poker player. I haven't been there.
Okay. I love Biloxi, Mississippi. Shout out Biloxi. That is the only place I did stand up where there was a guy who had a shirt that said "Grab him." Like, damn, they really make this. I thought CNN made that up. There's no way they
grab it right by the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Anyways,
people.
Lucas,
all right. Yeah, but look for me social media.
We're putting a roster together. We will throw up Lucas's social media.
Follow me,
check him out. We got a lot of big things coming. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next one.
Boom.
Later.